All day, every day. Got my support 24/7. Security. Bishop kind of need to step up and everybody else needs to be surrounded, not on the same. No, I said you. Everybody surround. She doesn't like. Yeah, no, you can say that. He's the one that blessed the school and all the other people. So you go to make sure you tell them, I really need to take the phone outside. Take the phone outside. Can I take a speaker?
Grace and peace. I'm Bishop Demetrius Senegal, Executive Director of Safe House Unmuzzled. We are here in Florissant, Missouri, outside of Olivet Baptist, sitting here with a brave survivor, Pia Horton, and her mother come to stand with her. Some of you all have been following us and have heard some of the recordings that Pia shared. And we're in the city. 12 o'clock noon will be in Madison, Illinois. I'm going to read a prepared statement online. Vlogging partners and supporters are online watching. And so we're going to read as well why we're here, what we are calling for, and what our expectations are. On behalf of Safe House Unmuzzled Advocacy Group, currently we're the nation's leading advocacy agency of gross clergy abuse and predatory clergy sexual misconduct, particularly in the American community. That gives us the unique opportunity to support and serve under-supported, under-resourced, and under-voiced community. Has served as an agent of social change within this nation and of the civil rights movement, and large and in part is the mother of many souls. And there too we are given to this work, the work of closing the gap and those who sit under power, specifically within the church community, are within every sphere of influence. Individuals who manipulate power for their own gain, individuals that are under their power. It is unfortunate that it is the church. And though there are pastors who take seriously God has entrusted and the power that is entrusted to them, today we stand in this church where until most recently, Levincia Demetrius Tate was published to be the senior pastor. And just a few short weeks of survivor standing with us, Pia Horton came into the doors of this church at a meeting with Tate and some other supporters and family members, and got him on recording acknowledging having sexually assaulted from ages 17 up to 19 while she was a member at the True Fellowship in Madison, Illinois. Along the course of Pia beginning to speak out, other getting forward, one young lady who came with a harrowing account that at age 16, church office on video recording by LD Tate, other victims who come forward. And as is often the case when Pia came into this church, yet active denial that has been the result of deliberate conditioning of the African American community, conditioning of Christians in the Christian community to and automatically go to support the one who has the power. And in this case, that was the pastor. They called the police and asked the police to ask Ms. Horton to leave the property. Reported, though we have not been able to verify it, that this church has terminated for leadership. However, the church's responsibility goes beyond that. When we talk about ability, does not necessarily mean culpability. It does not necessarily mean blameability. It means that you can be assigned some of the burden to provoke and affect this on change. LD Tate has a long-standing history of wreaking havoc in the lives of underage women and adult with his authority. Not only LD Tate, but his wife, Jacqueline Tate. And so we've come here this morning, had meetings with the FBI's field office here. We're working with attempting to identify as many avenues of redress as possible to bring and to accountability. I'm calling on the Christian community that is in the area to stand with these survivors. The kind of courage it takes to speak out and to give voice when you have been abused in a space that has been a place of safety, sanctuary, and sanctity. And you have a responsibility as a citizen in the community to lend your support. I'm calling on the leadership of Olivet Baptist Church that we presently know these abuses that we're presently dealing with, as far as we know, that not go. You were the seat that this man recently stood in, pastor. You have a responsibility to condemn his actions, to support these victims. We're calling on, you are culpable in the abuse. You are culpable in the damage that has been caused. We're calling on those of you that simply have a heart, simply have a God in the position. How would you want others to show up for you? I'm asking will aid us in calling for this support. Thank you all, Ms. Horton. Thank you for those of you that have stood with her. We appreciate your strength and support. Change doesn't willing to confront the obstacle and lean in through it. Dr. Martin Luther King, he said that worse than the treachery of violent people is the by those who stand by and look on. Silence never helps the victim.